Peace, peace, peace. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who don't know, it's your boy Vic Slain Hope. I got another video for y'all real quick. I just wanna kick it with y'all real quick. Now, I just want to thank my supporters, the people who've been rocking with me, the people who been sharing, who's been commenting, taking the time to comment, who's been liking, who's just been supportive overall, the people who, have donated, send me money, the people who have, bought me gifts. Whatever you have done for me, I'm truly appreciative of it. And I understand that, like, I got different type of supporters here on my YouTube channel, right? I got people who are only here to be distracted with the jail stories, right? They're only looking for the entertainment. They're only looking for that aspect of my content. And I still appreciate you. And then I got people here who want to be educated, who want to build something, who want to be part of something bigger, right? Who want to be part of the solutions, who want to be part of, different things. And then you got people, some of my supporters fall into both. And I notice there's a lot of people. I notice every time I make a video about something positive, I notice every time I make a video about specifically trying to hold Black people accountable for their self-destructive behaviors, it becomes a problem, right? Not necessarily a problem, but like I start to see people unfollow. I start to see people just complain. I start to see people just, they just trying to not have those conversations. It's almost like it's almost like some of us are not trying to be better people. And that's okay, because I'm just here to tell you, like, my channel is not just about entertainment and jail stories. The jail stories are going to come. And if that's just all you want to do or all you want to get from this channel, that's cool. I still appreciate your support. But at the end of the day, I'm looking for my tribe, right? I'm looking for the people who are going to be dedicated and committed to doing something. I'm looking for the people who are going to be committed to trying to better themselves and their families and their communities. This is really my whole purpose of being on YouTube, right? To provide a different kind of light, to kind of like weed out the weak men from the strong, right? Because it's going to take strong men to take back our communities. It's going to take strong men to be good leaders in our households. It's going to take strong men to educate our children. It's going to take strong men to lead our women. And a lot of the men in our communities are not strong men. I'm sorry, but somebody got to say it. A lot of the men in our communities are not strong men. Make sure you like the video so it can circulate, just so other people could get access to it. So I wanted to talk about these type of things because I noticed them, right? I noticed, and this just shows that as a community, a lot of people in our community is not going to make it to the promised land. A lot of people in our community are going to have to be left behind, unfortunately. Some of us are even going to have to go into our communities and put some of our peoples to sleep. And that's just the reality of the situation, right? And I want to talk about Black lives only matter when the police are the ones who are doing the killings. And it shows me that, and that's painful, right? It's painful to know that people in our community do not really care about Black lives. They really don't care about Black bodies, right? Because we don't really do nothing. We think we can't do nothing. That might be one thing. But then there's another thing. It's like we don't have no outrage, right? An innocent girl just got killed. We hear about the stories all the time. Stray bullets hitting kids. These people shooting up playgrounds. We hear all these crazy stories in our communities. But yet, where is the movement, right? Where's the Black Lives Matter? Where's the campaigns, right? Why are we not shutting down the streets? Why are we not outraged? Why are we not really doing something about it? And one of the things that I keep thinking about is that it doesn't bring money. There's no money in that. But when there's because really, let's talk about it, right? Black Lives Matter has gotten bread for campaigning, for advocating. Basically, they have gotten money off the suffering. They have gotten money off the suffering of other people. They have gotten money off the suffering of parents, right? Of victims, right? Right now, they're being investigated for the money. Right now, Black Lives Matter is being investigated. And Black Lives Matter is an organization that you only seen when there was a police shooting. But you know what that does? That generates money. People start looking in. People start donating. People start doing certain things. And where did this money go? Where did this money go? What was it really done with this money? But I don't want to dwell that much on that. I want to talk about the people, the mindset of the people, because a lot of us still have this mindset like it's okay. Like somebody dies, it's okay. People die every day, right? You hear the saying? People die every day. People get shot every day. You know, we make jokes out of it, out of the movie, but a lot of people really feel like that. We feel like it's normal for kids to get shot. We feel like it's normal for kids to go to jail. We feel like it's normal for a lot of these things to happen. And I made a video talking about self-destructive behaviors, and people be having a problem with that. When I start saying things like, you can't keep blaming the white man and think things gonna change. You can't keep talking about Jim Crow and Willie Lynch and slavery and think things is gonna change. You can't keep talking about what was done. I get it. It has happened, but we gotta do something. What we just gonna chill? I try to make a video about giving people solutions, right? And then people just don't even really, and it's okay because I don't really care about the viewers, right? Because at the end of the day, the people who are going to benefit from it are going to benefit from it. And that's all I really care about. But let me tell you something. Allah says in the Quran, he says, God does not change the condition of a people until they change that which is in themselves. Let me say that one more time. God is not going to change the condition of the people until they change what is in themselves. So we ain't going to change until we start to change what's, our communities is not going to change until we change what is within ourselves. So again, man, I'm looking to build my tribe, man. If you like the content, share it, like it, so it could circulate. But I'm looking to build my tribe. I'm looking to build our tribe, build a group in a community who is going to stand strong, right? Who is going to be, who is not going to just walk out the room when they hear certain things that hurt their feelings. Because that's what a lot of people do. You say certain things that hurt. People are so sensitive today. People are in their feelings today that it's like you could say something and they might not really fully understand what you're saying. And they're going to get in their feelings and they're going to leave. They leave the conversation. They leave the room, and it's okay to leave the room. But that's the people that we don't need. We don't need the people that's going to give up. We don't need the people that's going to quit. We don't need the people that's going to line us up and set us up. We need the people who had enough. We need the people. And then I don't understand a lot of these activists, these street activists, how you are activists and you're talking about put the guns down, but then you also promoting not snitching. Like, I don't even be understanding some of these dudes. Like, we want the community to change, but then we're saying don't snitch. And then some people don't know the difference between a snitch and a good Samaritan. Like, listen, our code of conduct is all messed up. The community should be putting pressure on these dudes. These dudes that are doing senseless killings. If you got a problem with I said this before, if you got a problem with a specific individual, handle your problem with that specific individual. There's no reason why innocent mothers, innocent daughters, innocent people should be getting caught up. If it was up to me, I wouldn't want none of that to happen. Fight it out. But it's not up to me. And what I'm saying is, if you're going to go out there and use a weapon, use it on the person that you're trying to use it on. It's not fair. It's not fair that little 2-3 month old babies are getting hit. And then the community is just like this. I ain't see nothing. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on. But in the moment the police kill somebody, we got all the things to say. We got everything to say. And now let me offer this, right? Are police not humans? And again, I'm not justifying what police do, but police are humans, right? They're humans. Let me go to the home. Police are humans at the end of the day, right? And we love saying that humans make mistakes, right? We love saying that. We love saying humans make mistakes. But when it comes to police, we don't have that same regard. And I'm not saying that we should. I'm just giving y'all an idea. When it comes to the police, we never want to look at them like they're humans and they make mistakes because we think they're robots. But when it comes to the people in the community, we don't hold them in the same regard, right? And I get it. This is the police job, but it's still humans doing a specific job. And humans are going to be biased. They're going to be scared. They're going to do the wrong thing a lot of times. That's a human thing. So when we're talking about humans, we got to understand that humans in general are going to do the wrong thing. So if we're going to hold one group of humans to a certain standard, we should hold another group of humans to a certain standard. People in the community should be putting the pressure on the people that are doing these senseless killings on some real stuff. Real talk. People in the community should be putting pressure like, yo, we know you did such and such. Either one, turn yourself in. Two, people either going, tell the police on you. Or three, we just going to take care of you. Now, taking care of the problem yourself might cause you to end up in prison, right? So we don't need to lose more people. So, but my whole point is this isn't an idea of how the community should be moving. The community should be putting pressure on dudes. They should be like, yo, we're not going to allow that no more. Now, I get it. It sounds better. It's easier said than done. But I'm just saying, like, we need to take a plan of action. I'm getting a little too excited. I'm fasting. I want my mouth getting too dry. But we need to be real with each other. We quick to make the excuses. We quick to blame. We quick to say people don't got no jobs. The white man did this. The white man did that. The white man gave us the guns. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. The moment we start removing blame and we start being more accountable to our communities, I guarantee you things are going to change. This is the same thing Malcolm X spoke about. He talked stuff about the white man. Listen, I talk my stuff about the white man. But I'm also trying to tell people we are contributing to our own negative impacts in our community. And then people don't want to hear that. We're not going to get nowhere. We're not going to get nowhere. Just thinking like we not reproducing the system. We're going to think we are active participants in the destruction of our communities. We got to be real. We got to be real. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, I'm tuning into the comments. I'm sorry. What's good? What's good? Hey, Hannah. What's good, Willie? What's up? Canada in the building. Yes, the movement. Shout out to you, big bro. All right, cool. I see y'all. Yeah, the lady that used to go live, she, Kai, you talking about Kai doing her own thing. We kind of like, she said she couldn't commit to keep doing it. So she, we parted ways. So that's what happened. Yeah, man. So yeah, so we having this conversation. Like, we need to just be real. We need to hold ourselves accountable. At one point in time, and y'all gonna hear me say this a lot of times. At one point in time, I blamed my environment for me being in the gang. I blamed the white man. I said the white man put me in the ghetto. I said, there's no jobs in the hood. I said all the same rhetoric that a lot of our people use. And I'm not saying that there's no truth into those things. There is truth. But I also believe two things can be truth at once. Make sure you like the video so it could circulate, so other people could tune in. There, two things could be truth at once. Three things could be truth at once. And this video is not going to be that long. But I say that to say that it's not always one or the other. It's not always right or wrong. It's not always black and white. Sometimes it's a bunch of things that could be truth. And part of the truth is this, that we contribute to a lot of our detrimental behaviors in our communities. And we have to be accountable to that. Women, mothers are having children out here and can't take care of their kids. And when they can't take care of their kids, the streets embrace their kids. We have to be accountable to that. Sisters are having kids and are feeding their children into the streets because they can't take care of them and they can't supervise them. We have to be accountable to that. Facts. People don't want to fight. People don't want to get their hands dirty. We all want to mind our business. Like you said, Black Paint. We all want to mind our business. But anyway, fathers are fathering kids. They're getting women pregnant. And when the going gets tough, they're leaving because it's easy for these weak men to leave. It's easy for these weak men to step away from their responsibilities. It's harder. It's way harder for a mother to do that. You think some of these moms don't want to abandon their children? But it's harder for them to do that because this baby grew in their belly. And I said this in another video. It's hard for our women to just abandon their kids because they have a different type of relationship with those, with that fetus, with that womb. For the men, these men just leave. They don't care. And then some people going to come in here and make the excuse about bitter women and it's the woman's fault because, again, we love to point the finger and put the blame. My father was one of those guys. He couldn't take accountability for his own actions, for leaving my mom and leaving me. He couldn't take accountability. He couldn't take a car. Even if you're not in a relationship with my mom, you should always make sure your child has food. You should always make sure your child is not in need of things. We gotta be real. We gotta be real with each other. Make sure y'all like the video so it can circulate. I'm not gonna be sitting here. It's not gonna be a long, drawn video, but we need accountability. Nothing is going, I'm telling you right now, nothing is going to change in our communities if we keep putting the blame outside of ourselves for some of the things that are being done today. Nothing. You can't keep talking about the past. The past did happen and it is affecting us today. Yes, it is. And I agree with that 1,000%. And at the same time, because it has affected us in a certain way, psychologically, in a lot of ways, we are now reproducing the work of the white man without the white man even having to do much. And that part right there is the part that I'm talking about. So let's stop the games with the Black lives. What's good, baby? Facts, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of so yeah, we have to acknowledge that we are the ones destroying our communities. We are the ones out there pulling those triggers. Let me tell you something. When I was in the streets, this is not about me, but I'm using myself as a reference. I'm not telling a story that I heard. I'm not telling you what I seen. I'm not telling you what somebody else did. I'm telling you how things used to operate when I was in the streets. And even when I was in the streets, there were some of my OGs who had no regard for innocent bystanders, who they would sit there and try to give me bad advice about shooting down the block or shooting into crowded streets. And I never did it. Maybe that was just me, but I'm pretty sure there was other people too that I knew that wasn't reckless like that. My whole point is this: there are cancers in our communities who are using our children and getting them out there to commit crimes. Dudes talk about this this is what a lot of these OGs are doing. A lot of these OGs are using young kids and they're telling them, oh, you got this. They're putting guns in their hands and they're letting them go out there and do senseless things. Why? Because they're saying, oh, you young, you're gonna get a slap on the wrist. You're gonna get a YO. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be home in no time. This is what they're telling these kids. They're telling your children that you can't be in their lives, that you can't really take care of, that you can't really be present because you made a stupid decision. I'm not saying having kids is stupid, but it is stupid to bring a child into the world and you don't know how you're gonna take care of them. And you know for a fact that maybe the father is telling you, I don't want to have the child. And you get into this thing about, well, I don't believe in abortion, so I'm gonna have him. And then you have these kids and you don't even know what to do with them. That is stupid. It's stupid to have children that you don't have no plans for how you're going to take care of them and how you're going to be in their lives. It's stupid. And you could crucify me for this, but it is what it is. So my point is this: you have people out there who are misleading your kids. The first school of thought is in the household. And if your parents is not in your household to teach you adequately, you're going to fail most of the time. Not all the time, but a lot of times you're going to fail. So I just wanted to say that, man, Black lives don't really matter, because if they really did, we'll be shutting the streets down every time there's a shooting of one of our young men, our young women. Anytime there's one of these issues in the communities, we will be shutting the streets down. We should. So I don't want to hear it. Black lives don't matter. They should not only matter when the police are doing the killing. Black lives should matter when somebody goes shoot up a playground. Streets should be shut down. You know? What's good? Love from New Jersey. Black lives should matter when innocent old people are getting robbed in our communities. Where the real men? Where the real dudes at? Do everybody be talking about I'm a real N-word, I'm a real this, I'm a real that? Where these people at? Where these people at when we need you to step up? When we need you to put the pressure on somebody in the community? Where they at? Where are the men of high morals? Where are the men of accountability? Where are the leaders in our community? I'm not talking about some Ab Sharpton or some BLM. Where are the people in our community? Where are the people that used to that be holding the tournaments? Where are the people who are safeguarding the community? Where are these people? Where are the people that so-called taking care of their block? Where are these people? We need something, and we need it fast. And we need to start with being accountable to each other. We need to be putting pressure on people. People should not feel comfortable doing some of these things in our communities and no repercussions. And y'all need to stop pumping that not snitching stuff. If you in the game, if you playing the game, play the game. I'm not talking about those people. But if these people are not in the game, if you're a civilian, stop telling these people don't call the police. Stop telling the civilians don't call the police because they don't have nobody else to depend on. We don't have our own militia. We don't have our own people taking care of issues for us. We do not have that. So stop telling good Samaritans and civilians and people who are regular people in the community don't call the police. That is destructive to our community and our neighborhood, and it does not breed no accountability. So that being said, man, we got to be more accountable, and it's okay. Some people are here just for the entertainment, but for the people who take heed and for the people who want some type of change, I guarantee, change yourself, brothers and sisters. Change your philosophy, change the way you think, and try to educate your children, man. Try to educate yourself, educate your children, and try to be in the live. I say this all the time. Be mindful of your kids. Be mindful of their friends. Pay attention to their behavior. Just be in your children's lives, man, because people are out here recruiting your kids for a disaster. So just be mindful. I was one of those kids. I was recruited. I'm not putting no blame. I chose to join the gang. I know I was younger and my brain, whatever you want to say, wasn't fully developed, but I still made a choice. I didn't have to do that choice, but I made that choice. And we need to be accountable to the choices that we make. We need to be accountable. We can't be blaming somebody for bringing the guns into our communities. I went out there and I purchased a firearm. I did that. Me. Yes, my community was dangerous, and I felt like I had to, I was smart with my weapon. I wasn't no dummy just going out there, but that doesn't make it right. Yes, people should have classes on how to use weapons. People should have, somebody should be teaching them about weapons, right? Well, we don't live in a state that we could own guns, but people should be learning about some of these things, right? But the point is, we need to be accountable for our behaviors. I went out there, I joined the gang. I went out there, I purchased a firearm. I went out there and I did things in my communities that I probably should have never did. And we have to be accountable to that. We have to be realistic with ourselves. And that's why I'm out here trying to tell other people, this is what it comes. I'm not trying to tell nobody what to do, because a lot of these young men are going to have to go through what they got to go through. I can't be their pops. I can't be their role model. But what I can do is I could share my story. I could share my experiences, and I could tell them, look, this is going to be the outcomes. This is what it's going to be. You could end up here, or you could end up there, or you could get out of it. There's so many people in jail that doubted me. So many people in prison. They said, you're going to go home and be Crip again. But this was a lot of people who identities revolve around being in the gang. My identity did not revolve around being in the gang. I admit I didn't fully know my identity until I went to prison. But my identity didn't revolve around just being in the gang. I was much more than that. So yeah. So we just need to be mindful. We need to be accountable. I've been home for 6 years and I've been Crip free, and I don't need the gang. I don't miss it. And in most cases, I talk against gangs because they were not created for nothing positive. They're not creative. Like, we need to start moving away from that narrative. Gangs are destructive. They're destroying our communities, and they always have, and they probably always will. So we need to move away from that narrative of they was created for positivity. There's nothing positive about them. Nothing positive about them. Most of these movements end up bad. Nothing positive about them. So if there was something positive about them, Tukey Williams would have never dropped this flag at 41 years old in prison. And a lot of people are going to say, again, because we make excuses and we like to blame, a lot of people are going to make excuses and say he did it because he was in prison. He did it because he realized that it was stupid. That's why only a fool will be out here 40 years old and still throwing up Crip, throwing up blood. Only a fool will be 50 years old and be out here screaming gang, gang, gang. Only a fool. Yes, I said it. I don't want no personal beef. I'm not on no personal stuff, but I'm gonna speak the truth. Only a fool will be out here screaming gang, gang, gang at 40, 50 years old. There's nothing cool about that. There's nothing that makes you a man about that. unless you are educating, unless you are telling these kids not to go through the stuff that you've been through. A lot of these dudes out here on the internet arguing about stupid stuff. And these supposed to be the OGs. You see them all the time. They act like they're conscious, then they get drunk, then they get mad at you. They start calling you all type of N-words. They start saying what they're gonna do to you. They start saying they're gonna kill you. Before they get mad and before they get drunk, they call you brother and this and brother that and beloved and this and that. And then the moment they get mad at you, the moment they get upset, they're ready to kill you. They're ready to go upside your head. They're ready to violate you. They're ready to talk crazy about you. They're ready to go look for you, your mama, your grandma. So these dudes, a lot of these dudes is faking the funk. Like I said, black lives don't matter unless the police is doing the killing. It don't matter. We don't care. We don't care about black people. So let's be real. I would accept it more if people were straight up and be like, you know what? I don't give two craps about black people. That's real. I love honesty. I love a person that's honest. But anyway, back to the so-called OGs. A lot of these OGs have lost their power. They have lost their influence. That's really what it is. These young kids ain't listening to nobody because they witness people like my generation or the generations before that. They witness how the OGs use them and abuse them and misuse them. They realize, you see, people be trying to say these things, right? People always talk about the young people. They don't listen to nobody. They don't got no structure. They don't got no guidance. They don't got no nothing. But how did they get there? They got there because of the older generations. Because there was no structure in the older generations. They got there because the older generations was ratting. They got there because the older generations were taking advantage of young men, sending them on dummy missions. So why would they listen to you? I wouldn't listen to you either. I barely listened to some of my OGs, but I was already in the gang. I was, but that's real talk. Why would they listen to you? Why would they listen to you when they seen what you done to the last generation? And then the older heads want to be like, oh, these young dudes don't listen to nobody. Yeah, they don't listen to nobody because you had bad guidance. You didn't lead them to the promised land. And again, that's a proof that gangs ain't nothing positive. I don't care how much your OG made you read. Overall, the gangs are not positive overall. So with that being said, I'm gonna go to 30 minutes. It's on 27 minutes. I like the content. If you like it, I appreciate the people who are here to be educated and who are here to do some work on themselves and be better men. Because like I always say, men lead and women follow. And our men in our communities have become weak, and they have been weak for a long, long time. Most of these dudes in gangs they come from a single parent household. Very emotional, don't have no emotional intelligence, can't control their anger. A lot of dudes out here killing because they can't control their anger. They're killing their girlfriends. They're killing their best friends. They're killing whoever. They're killing old people. They're killing whoever because they don't have no control. They don't know how to be men. They don't know how to just talk about certain things. They don't know how to just fight it out. They don't know that. And I'm not blaming the single moms. I'm just saying this is the trickle-down effect of what's going on in our communities. A lot of these men in the streets are raised by single mothers. A lot of them. Come on. A lot of them. And it shows. A lot of emotional men out here. And then they're feeding you stuff in the food. They're feeding you stuff that is causing estrogen. They're feeding stuff that is destroying your testosterone. They feeding you all of these negative things that are impacting your manhood. So, what's good, bro? So we gotta be real, man. We don't got a lot of real men in our communities. We don't have a lot of real men in our communities, and we see it. We see it because they're not stepping up to the plate. They're not raising their kids. We see it because a lot of these kids are growing up without role models because there ain't no strong men around. A lot of these men, like I said, they are emotional. They're always in their feelings, and their feelings a lot of times is leading them to prison because they can't control their anger. Like we seeing it. We seeing it in society. So hopefully I said something that was beneficial. Hopefully I said something that will cause people to ponder, to think about the things that are going on in our communities. Pay attention to your kids, man. I can't stress this enough. Be mindful of who your kids are hanging out with. I got nieces and nephews, and I be watching who they be with, and I be when I notice suspect, because we notice suspect friends amongst our children and amongst our nieces and nephews. And when I notice suspect people, I pull my nephews and nieces to the side and I'll be like, yo, what you doing hanging out with that person? Who is that person? This is the things that parents should be doing. Parents should be checking in on their kids. You should be meeting all your son's friends. This is something that you should be doing as a parent, because it is your job. It's your job, man. Stop having kids if you can't be in your kid's life. That's part of the truth too. Real men in the community are demonizing being lames. But it's not a lot of them though. It's also not a lot of them. We got to be real. It's not a lot of real men in our communities. Because again, a lot of men in our communities are still trying to figure out how to be a man. Society's telling them how they should be a man. The women, and most of the time it's women telling our men how they should be men, right? And women can't tell a man how to be a man. A woman can't raise a man how to be a man. So a lot of times that's part of the problem. These men are being raised by women most of the time, and these women are telling them how they should be a man. And of course, your mom is going to do certain things like that. But a real woman understands that she can't teach a man how to be a man. She knows that. So you gotta, a lot of times we have to figure it out for ourselves. This is why I have a men's group on Clubhouse every Wednesday at 8. We meet, we talk about masculinity, we talk about what it means to be a man, we talk about our manhood, we talk about these things. We try to define it for ourselves, what it means to be a man, because we need to do that for one another. We need to talk about those things. We need to have a space where we can come together and have a dialogue about these things, because we can't leave it up for the women to tell us what it means to be a man. That's a fact. That's just how it got to be. You know, my words could reach the masses if y'all help me. And this is why I always tell the people, it's about the people, man. It's about who's sharing the content. That's really how stuff circulate. If more people help me share it, it could reach more people. It don't hurt to share, but a lot of people don't like to share. A lot of people, because you know why? A lot of us we don't really support each other. And I'm not talking specifically to the people on the chat. I'm just saying a lot of us in our communities, we don't support each other. You know how easy it is to share? You don't even got to give me money. I got my Cash App up there. I don't be asking nobody to give me Cash App, send me your Cash App, or send me this or send me that. I don't ask nobody for that. You know what I'm saying? When I feel like donating, I'm going to donate. Nobody got to ask me. I'm going to donate. I'm going to share. When I see something that resonates with me, I share it. But that's me. But a lot of us in our communities, it hurts us to share. We don't like each other. We got to be real, man. We don't like each other. The things that we share is things that are destructive. We love the drama. We love the destruction. That's why I say that, man. We destructive. We've been made to be destructive. We got to be real. It's not hard to share, bro. It's not hard to like. It's not hard to share. You can't share this to 10 people. Especially if you feel like I'm saying something real or something that might benefit somebody, you can't share this to 10 people. It's not about me. This is gonna be on YouTube till YouTube dies out or till they decide to remove my channel for whatever. It's gonna be on YouTube, so somebody's always gonna come in contact with my content. It's not about me. It's about sometimes people need to hear certain things. And it's not just me, it's other creators too. It's other people on YouTube that be talking some powerful stuff, but we don't share their content. We not watch. How are the people gonna see it if we're not sharing it? Got to be mindful of that. It's the people. It's the people that are tuning in. That's why a lot of channels that talk about drama, destruction, that are oppressive, that are always talking about somebody else, that are always beefing with each other, that are always, look at them. You see them all through YouTube talking about what they're going to do to each other when they catch each other. They talking about they spinning each other's blocks. They're going to do this. They're going to do X, Y, Z. These are the channels that get the views. These are the channels that are growing. These are the channels that are being shared, are being circulated. This is what our people like. This is what our people like. We just got to be better. We, the people, the audience, has a big role to play in the content that is being shared out here. And that's what I'm talking about, accountability. That's a fact. That's a fact, bro. See, that's a prime example. The brother said, it's so crazy. I share your videos and people unfollow me. I praise God because I didn't need those people anymore. That's a fact. I do that to say, yo, bro, when I post positive videos, more people are going to unsubscribe to me after this. I guarantee you. More people are going to unsubscribe. And that's okay. Because like I said, we don't need the weaker links. We don't need them. We really don't need them. We don't need. Listen, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. We only need a small group of people. That's all we need. We don't need a lot of people. We only need 300. Y'all seen the movie 300? They lost, but they only lost because y'all seen the movie because they had a traitor. And a lot of times that's why we be losing, because we have a lot of traitors in our communities, and we need to be able to recognize the traitors and let them go. Let the traitors go. As the traitors leave our communities, we tighten up our ranks. That's what it's about. Tightening up our ranks. We need to be socializing with the people who want to be here. We need to be talking to the people who are like this, the people who want to be tight with us. That's all that matters. It don't got to be a lot of them. I guarantee you, 100 men from our communities, 100 men from our communities who are like this are way stronger than 1,000 men from our communities who are fragmented. I guarantee you that. We've seen that a lot through history. Even in the Muslim history, when they started out, it was a small number, but it was a small number of people who were strong in faith and who believed. And that's all we need. Make sure y'all like the video so it can circulate. That's all we need. We don't need a lot of numbers. We just need a good core of brothers that are standing on the truth, that who have come into accordance with their masculinity and what it means to be a man, and who are ready to take their positions as leaders in their community. That's all we really need. We just need people who are strong and who are standing tall in who they are, and that's it. Everybody else, like you said, the people who are going to unfollow, the people who don't want to be here, the people who don't want to share, that's okay. They could go. We don't need them. They think we need them. We don't need them. Allah is not going to dim. God is not going to dim our light. This is what people fail to realize. God is not going to dim our lights. All he's doing is getting rid of the weak ones, the weakest links. And we need that. We need the weakest links to go. We need them to dip. We don't need them in our ranks. We don't need them around here. We good. We need the people who are going to stay in the conversation, the people who are going to stay in the room, the people who are going to put in the work, the people who, when it gets hard, they stick around and they figure it out, because that's what a man is, right? A man is not the one, when it gets hard, he leaves his family, like a lot of men in our community have done. They picking, you know what I'm saying? They leave, they come back, they leave, they come back, they get their attitude, they get mad. Nah, that's not a man. And I'm going to have a room next week on Wednesday, which is talking about what are the characteristics of fake men. So y'all should probably join. Facts, man. I appreciate that, Quincy. It is what it is. And when people unfollow me, I take that as a blessing. You know how many people have unfollowed me on Instagram? You know how many people have unfollowed me, unsubscribe to my channel here? I don't get butthurt, because if I make content just specifically for those people, my content will be lost. My originality will be lost. My realness will be lost if I make content just to appeal to people. I wouldn't be who I am if I just sat here and did things for views. If I just sat here and did things for the majority of people in society. If I just did things to conform to the masses. If I just did that, my channel wouldn't be authentic. I'll be doing the same thing everybody else doing. I'll be doing reactions. I'll be doing music video reactions. I'll be sitting here beefing on the internet. I'll be sitting here arguing with people. I'll be sitting here talking about what I was going to do to them when I caught them. I'll be sitting here bickering, going back and forth. I'll be doing all of the stuff that get the views. I know what gets the views. I'm on YouTube. I see it. I see it. I'm on YouTube. I could talk about ignorant stuff. I got stories for days. Listen, I could talk about stuff. I could do that, but that's not me. That's not my. I'm gonna remain with integrity. So the real is gonna support the real, and the fake gonna perish. They're gonna fall through the cracks. I don't need those people to be part of my ranks. I don't need them. We don't need them. Our community don't need them. So that being said, I'm about to get up out of here. It's about to be at 40 minutes. I appreciate everybody who tuned in. If you like it, if you rocking with me, if you rocking with being about something and being about a tribe, creating something, a new code of conduct, and building something, then that's what we need to do. And I appreciate you, and hopefully you share it, and hopefully you stick around, because you know we getting stuff done, man. Some stuff ain't for YouTube too. Some stuff is for the back scenes, if y'all know what I mean. But we need to organize, and we need to become better, and we need to start getting our minds right. So I appreciate y'all. I love y'all, the people who love me and share and are supporting me. And let's just keep this thing going and share the content so somebody who might be in need of these words can listen and can take heed. So y'all have a good one. Y'all have a blessed weekend, and y'all be safe out there and stay vigilant. Look out for these people, man. These people are out here losing their minds. Stay vigilant. Have a good one. Peace.